Today we're going to do one of the kids' favorite. We're doing taco pizza. And we make our own pizza dough. But first, when you make your own dough, you have to bloom your yeast, which is making sure it's alive and it's active. So I have a warm cup of water. And the way you do yeast, you treat it like a baby. Warm water. It's like giving the yeast a bath, if you will. So first you pour it in there. I'm using 2 packages because I'm making 2 larges. And then for any baby that takes a bath, after you've bathed them, you got to feed them. So now you got to feed your yeast. I'm pouring in about a teaspoon of sugar. Okay, that's what the yeast is going to eat. So just give it a little mix. And look at that right there. Okay, now you leave it there. And once it starts foaming, then you know it's good yeast. Now we'll check back in a couple minutes and then we'll use it, all right? I'm going to start with the dough part of the pizza. Real simple, there's not too much of a recipe, just kind of eyeball things. And ingredients will be right. Okay, now our yeast is ready. You can tell because if you take a look at it. It's foaming all by itself. That's good stuff. Now we're going to put our dough together. Remember, like I said, I don't measure much when it comes to making pizza dough. I made it for years, so I had a pizza restaurant. I know what 2 larges is going to make. At least 2 larges. Maybe we'll make only 1. It's alright to put a lot of granulated garlic powder, some salt. I'm using sea salt today. You can use regular salt. Okay. A little bit of olive oil. A little melted butter. Okay. And then you go ahead and put your yeast in. All of it in. I have a little water here. I like to rinse out the cup that I use. Get all that yeast out. Okay. Now all we do now is mix it. And I have extra water here just to see if I'm going to need more. And I know I am. And my water is warm. We want to keep this warm. Not hot, just a little lukewarm. The yeast likes it when it's warm. Plus, when it rises the first time, it'll be faster if the water's warm. You're just adding in water to make sure that it gets off of your hand and the bowl. You keep mixing into a ball. You can smell that garlic coming up. A little bit more, not too much now. Starts to pull away from my hand. It starts to pull away from the bowl. You know it's done. A little bit more mixing. We don't want to overly beat it. We're not making a bread here. Pizza dough. We want it to be light, flaky, gooey. That comes off my hand real easy. We've made the dough. I'm going to leave it in this bowl right here for about a good 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to let it double in size. We're going to cover it with plastic wrap. But that's it. That's the first part. Now we're going to start to make the ingredients that we're going to need to make the pizza. Okay. One of the parts to my pizza is using ground hamburger. So you're just going to go ahead and brown your hamburger. You're going to add a little bit of garlic salt, garlic powder. And also some chili powder just to give it some flavor. You just brown that up, that's all. You have to be told how to ground it. Brown up hamburger, you can do that yourself. Pretty simple. Alright, that's just part of my topping. Just brown it up. Drain off all the oil. Now you can take a look at the dough. It's doubled in size. It's perfect. We're going to put it on a floured surface. And I'm going to take about half of this dough. Still a little wet, but that's okay. You want it like that. Take about half of it. You can use a rolling pin if you like. I'm just going to use my hands and see how much I can do without a rolling pin, if I even need one. Well, you know, I think I'm going to want this one a little bit thicker than normal. So I'm going to use some more dough. Alright, so I think I am going to use a rolling pin. Let me go get that. Get off of me. We're doing a large, and I have pans from an old restaurant. That's a 16-inch that I have. We want to do a little bit bigger than the pan itself because we're going to bring it back in a little bit.
Make the crust.
Making the crust. Very simple, very simple. I'd say we're there. Making pizza when I was 15 and a half, so I know what to do with dough. Alright, so that fits perfectly. I'm going to go around, not the edge, just close to the edge, and poke it with the fork all over the place. That's called perforating your dough. That way, when it rises, everything won't just fall right off and, you know, your toppings will slide everywhere. Stop following me. Damn. I'm gonna get crazy with it. I know there's a hole in this pizza at least every ½ inch. That's it. That just prevents it from turning into a big old ball. Alright, give me one moment. I'll be right back. I'll show you how to put it together. This is like the first part, the bottom part, what I like to call this. This is not everything. This is not the topping. This is the bottom. So instead of using a sauce, we're going to use beans. I only like to use Rosarita beans. I don't know, they just seem to taste better. And you want to put them in different parts of the pizza. And yeah, you're going to put a lot. May look like a lot, really, but to tell you the truth, it's not. This is really the base of it. Stagger it around. I found that if you even use fresh homemade beans, that works too, but this works just fine and it's good. And the reason for staggering it is because it just makes it so much easier when smoothing them out, see? You just smooth out every pile and connect them. You don't have to move the dough around too much. You've got to mush it around. You don't really mess up the shape of your pizza because you've got all these little piles to move around. I've discovered this. This used to be one of my top selling pizzas in my restaurant. And I still know a few cousins who love this pizza. And if they see this, they're probably going to want to come over and get some. And they can. Y'all know where I live. So I noticed there's some parts that are not as thick as the other ones. I'll just add a little bit on and mix it. And one of the things you don't ever want to do with any pizza that you make out there is called center loading. Everything goes in the middle. No. It won't cook. Alright, so once that's down, now you're ready for the, if you would, the sauce. Just like a regular pizza, this would be your sauce. I've used all kinds of different canned salsas, I think Pace is the best for flavor and freshness. I don't know, it just seems to taste better and goes good. Probably about a half a jar. Mix it up. Okay, now the hamburger that we pre-cooked. This is about a pound of hamburger. We're going to use half of it because we're going to make 2 of them. Or we might actually make the next one a medium because I don't think we need that much. Now we put our cheese on. This is nothing but mozzarella. And yes, we are covering the meat. It's cooked, so it's going to cook a little bit more when it's in there. And we're not, when we browned the hamburger, we didn't turn it into like dust. It still needs about 2-3 minutes to cook further. So we got mozzarella, a little bit of sharp cheddar. I like to use sharp when I'm doing pizzas. Not mild, sharp only. And at the very end, what gives it that flavor is staggering on pieces of chorizo. This is a pork chorizo. You think about every piece that you're going to get off of here having at least a piece of chorizo on there. Everybody knows when you cook chorizo, it just turns into a liquid mess. So just stagger it on. This is just for flavor and you know, just perfect. It's great. That's it. You cook this until it turns golden brown. And you see the chorizo is totally melted. All right. I'll get back to you and show you the topping part. All right. Here's our pizza. Nice golden brown color. All done properly. Just take it out. We can't do anything to it for about 10 minutes. We have to let it cool down for the last part, which is the topping. Ingredients list for the toppings, it'll be right here.
Whoa.
All right. Here's the last part, which is the assembly. Here's your sour cream. Now you go ahead and put it in a cup or a bowl and mix it up. And remember what we did with the beans. Stagger it. This is already cooled down for about 10 to 15 minutes. You have to do this because you don't want it to move all your ingredients over, so you put it in different spots. It just depends how much sour cream you want, or you don't have to put sour cream, it's up to you, but this is the way I've always made it. I've sold thousands of dollars of these. People like it. Mix it. Outside in, outside in, outside in. Mix, mix, mix. See that? Back and forth. Spin it around. Okay. There it is. Now your lettuce. Lettuce, tomatoes, and how many jalapenos you want. We got a bunch here. Let's save some for Xavier for his pizza. And then olives. You can buy sliced. I just break them up. Stop it.
No.
Okay, so that is the taco pizza. I guarantee once you have it this way, you order somewhere else, you'll probably be unhappy. Now we do put sriracha on it sometimes, give it a little extra. It's up to you, little. So you can do that. But that's it, folks. There's the taco pizza. You have any special requests, let me know. Pretty soon I'm going to be doing some Mexican food.